Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Donnie. I'm just doing some video instructions here for your midterm projects. I'm recording at home on a day off, so everybody's home. And if you hear noises in the background, that's my children. Don't worry about them. They're not doing the project. You are. So you can have a choice of three different projects to do. I'm here in the classroom. Doesn't matter which classroom, all of my sections have the same choices. So the midterm project, there's going to be, it's a little slow, so you'll bear with me. You're going to have three different choices. First thing I want you to be aware of, and I'll move this up to the top. In a moment, I'll move this up to the top, is your benchmarks. Everybody, no matter what your project is, you have to complete two benchmarks, one Wednesday and one Thursday. Right? So midterm benchmark 1, midterm benchmark 2. I'll just pull this up so you can see what they are. The first one, I know it might seem a little repetitive, but the benchmarks are to keep you on track. They will count as two 10-point homeworks. So, right, first one due Wednesday, you're going to tell me what type of project you're going to do, whether it's going to be a slideshow, a podcast, or an essay. And you're going to outline what you, at least for now, what you think you're going to do on the project. It might change, and you're going to give me one. Right, you're going to give me one, two, three sentences. Just kind of outline in three different sentences some of the things that you're going to accomplish in the project, and that's it for benchmark 1. For benchmark 2, you should be started working on your project, and it's very similar. And I'll just wait for that to load, right? Yeah, it's loading. It's not too bad. Right, list three specific aspects you're adding. So, three specific things. It could be a specific question if you're doing a podcast, a specific direction if you're writing an essay, or what you're going to put in three separate slides. You can just describe those in one or two sentences there, and that's it. Those are two free homeworks. You get those. It's that's a free 10 points each by doing three sentences. All right, just waiting for Classroom to load up. So bear with me. All right, so we'll go through one of the project one, whichever one you want. This is a podcast, right? We have done podcasts. We've done this whole quarter. We've done two podcasts. So if you choose to do a podcast, everything you need is here, right? There's a new worksheet, a slightly different worksheet, and I already created a slideshow podcast for you. Do not create your own. Use the one that I have created for you. It's a little frozen right now. So, right, there's a worksheet, there's a midterm, and I'll show you those. The worksheet is slightly different because this time around you're not interviewing the writer of the piece. You're going to interview one of the characters or two of the characters if you want in the story. So you see in the worksheet that you have to complete, just like the worksheet you have to complete for your regular project during the year. This midterm podcast is different from the previous two in that you'll be interviewing the character or characters in the story. Same thing. You're going to create answers, right? You're focusing on irony. This This whole project is about the two stories we read, and the stories that you've gotten to choose from are about irony. So, important background, information, character, summary, your questions, and the 7 sentence paragraph. What is the theme that the writer's use of irony helps to develop for the reader? So that last question is a little different, and the angle of this project is a little different. You're pretending to interview characters. Interview them as if they're real people. One thing you might do in terms of this is what it looks like. I changed the theme a bit, so it's blue. You might want to use summary evidence to answer your questions, but then answer them in such a way that it sounds like the characters are talking. So you can play around a little bit like that. It doesn't have to be exactly what the characters say in the story, but you can say, when I explored the lumber room, or when I didn't want to escape from the kidnappers, or something along that line. All depending on what story you read. So it's the same thing. So you're going to tell me, right? This is the one with the instructions and episode notes and all of that. And this is the last one here. The midterm, you put the story title here. You put a brief description. You put your insert, right? You remember, you go to insert audio. You go to insert audio to insert your audio after you've recorded it, and then you'll copy and paste not copy and paste. You'll attach your worksheet just like we did. If you have any questions, hopefully we are back on Thursday and you can ask your questions. So that's one choice of project. I'm going to close that. I'm going to open the classroom again. Text analysis response. For those of you who didn't think you did so great on the podcast, or you were confused about some pieces of it, or you just it wasn't the thing that you like to do, maybe you just like to write an essay. You still have to do your benchmarks even if you're doing an essay. So here it's just like a regular writing essay that we do in class, text analysis response, but you're focusing on the writer's use of irony, right? It's basically the same sheet. It has a task, the use of irony, the passages, the ransom of Red Chief, cop in the anthem, the lumber room, or the storyteller. These are your guidelines. The grading rubric is still the same. The writing strategies is still the same. How to open an essay is all still the same. Do your work below the line. But for this one, you're going to write a longer essay, minimum 4 paragraphs, 4 to 5 paragraphs. If you do 2 paragraphs, like we do in class, you're only getting half a grade, so you'll be getting a 50. So do your 4 to 5 paragraphs. It's just a little longer. Not the end of the world. So if you believe you're a strong writer and you want to choose writing, that's fine. You can do that project. The last project, I know a lot of you in 7th and 8th grade, you did slideshows. If you like doing slideshows, the last choice is a presentation. Now, do the presentation as if you were going to present it in class, where you're not. I'm going to go through the project and grade it as if, oh, gee, this would be nice if they presented this in class, right? Again, don't create your own project. I've given you one. I'll go over that, right? So there are 2 things to do. I posted 2 pieces here. So here's, I'll have to do I have to add one thing to this. Good thing I looked at this. So here's the irony project. I'll put these up Here's the instructions. Create a slideshow using Google Slides in which you can explore the writer's use of irony to develop a theme. You must focus on the story you've chosen from the story choice board. You must explore the themes from the beginning to end. Don't just write about the middle of the story. Don't focus on, no, beginning to end. I have some FAQs here. You can read through these. How many slides? This is all in here. Can you include videos? Can you create a Prezi instead of a slideshow? I know in the last time when we did projects, some of you did awesome Prezis. Yes, you can. As long as you attach it properly to the assignment, you can do a Prezi. And this will be attached. I just have to edit this. And here it gives you, I give you a breakdown of what the slides should be and how many slides there should be. Right, I've created a blank slide. It's just one slide. There's nothing amazing here. Use this one, right? Yeah, make your title. The subtitle is your name. If you're going to, Control M adds new slides. Add as many slides as you need. You can change the themes. My big request, though, is no transitions. If you really only use transitions if you're presenting to an audience to keep the audience's attention on the screen. If I'm just reading it like I'm reading an essay or I'm reading a project or something like that, I don't need to see your super fun transitions. So just skip transitions. So I made a copy for everybody. If you do this, make all of your changes and then turn it in. After that, there's really not much. Everything is due Friday at 2:30. So this week I'm going to be grading all of the work from last week. I'll be going over your reading tests. I'll be going over your writing tests. I'll be double checking all of your homeworks. If any of you have handed me in work that's late, please email me and tell me which work you're doing that's late. And otherwise, we'll discuss the project on Thursday when we get back face to face. For Monday, not Monday, today's Monday. For Tuesday, I'm in the middle of creating breakout rooms for each of the stories, and we'll ask some questions so that you can discuss with your fellow students who have chosen the story that you chose to read. Hopefully, there's one or more that chose the same story that you chose, and you can discuss the story and the irony and what the themes are, and you can bounce some ideas off of one another, and that'll help you improve your project. So if there are any questions, my shoe, you want your shoe on? That's not one of your questions, but yes, I know. The baby's shoe came off. So if you have any questions, yes, I'm recording, Thomas. You can email me on Monday, but on Tuesday. I keep saying Monday. On Tuesday. I know. Down you go. And I'll see you all online tomorrow, which is Tuesday.